Hey Clinton Community Family, and it is our new series called Just Three Questions that we started last month with Pastor Mark. We're going to interview the staff to start off with. We had Pastor Mark, now we're going to have Pastor Ricky with us. Next month we're going to have Pastor Dwayne. I tried to get Miss Joanna. No luck on that one.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
So, but we're just excited to get to know us a little bit by the end of the year, hopefully, and then we're going to start having different people. I've already had a couple people ask to actually be interviewed, so we'll see how that goes. But we're going to have Pastor Ricky with us. We're excited to ask him the questions, and then, like always, it's going to be the same three, starting off with, how did you come to know the Lord?
Well, you know those street preachers on the corners that yell at you, tell you you're going to hell?
Yeah, they work so efficiently.
That is not how I got saved.
Okay.
Just to be honest with everybody. It was around sixth grade. I just moved from Texas to Oklahoma and got connected with the youth group there, and we kind of do it like we do here with Propel. You know, you have to be up till sixth grade, and then you get to move up to middle school and to elevated here. And where our Propel area was in an attic in a room, and you could see they had like an open window. You could see down into our youth room, and just seeing people worshiping, and just really intrigued me on why they were lifting their hands, while people were kneeling on the ground, while people were praying. And so, in fact, I wasn't there maybe 2 or 3 months, and then finally got to age up, and just started my walk with Christ. And it was at a youth camp. I don't remember anything the guy preached. I just remember he wore a firefighter outfit.
Okay.
And at the end of that service, I have a picture in my office actually of a bunch of people praying around me, and that's when I accepted Christ in my life.
Yeah, man. I told Jonathan Hill was the youth pastor here, and I told him the other day, I was talking to him, I said, dude, I don't know what you preached. I was like, but I got saved.
I remember somebody in my life, people may have heard Randy. He taught me a life lesson, and years later I said, man, I remember when you told me I stole these bowling shoes, and you set me down, you had to talk, and he goes, Ricky, I don't remember anything, but you remembered it, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's cool.
So now that you know the Lord, and I've got to know you, and I know that you're following the will of the Lord, what do you feel like God's telling you for this season of your life specifically?
It's funny because when you asked me to do this, the same week you asked me to do this, somebody had reached out to me through a text that was very negative, and the last few texts that this person has sent me were very negative, nothing positive. And so I just immediately started thinking, you know what, I just got to get rid of the negative junk in my life and really just focus on the positive stuff that God is doing, not just in the church. Obviously, hopefully you guys are seeing that as well, but even in my personal life, my personal growth. And then just reaching down to my children and being the father that they need to be. But you know, as a church, I feel like I'm old enough to relate to people that are younger than me, and I'm old enough to relate to people that are older than me. And so in these next 5 or so years, I really want to focus on teaching and bringing up people that are younger than me, because obviously this isn't going to be my job for the rest of my life. And so I want to make sure that whenever my season is done, that somebody's taking the next step, whether it's here, somebody is coming out, that the team is in place, that the church is in a good spot, but also leaning on those people that are older than me to get wisdom, because I'm not the youngest, but I'm still young in reality. And so just learning more and getting that education from these people that have more maturity, more life lessons than I have, and in doing that, I get to become a better leader. So
also, and I know we're excited as a staff for what God's doing in this season for us.
Yeah.
I had Pastor Mark on here last time. The leadership that he's guiding us through, and the shoulders of Pastor Dwight that we stand on, it's just really exciting. With all that being said, though, where do you feel like God's leading you for the next season in your life? You know where you're at now, but do you have any kind of feeling, hey, God's taking me here next season?
Yeah, so about 2:45, my daughter's going to come. I'm going to take her home and get some ice cream.
I was like, ice cream first, yeah.
No, other than that, I feel like in this season, again, my job, my objective is to just mentor people and to teach people. I don't know how long this season's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of us really know how long this season's going to be. But in the future, I just want to be where God has called me to be. I know that's a Sunday school cheesy answer, but I've told you guys as a staff, and maybe some people that are watching that I've never been called to the ministry. I've been called to this church, and so when my season is done at this church, I don't want to leave this church. I really believe that this is my home church. Kind of like Pastor Dwight mentioned, he had to step down, but this is his home, and so this is where he's going to be. And so, it's kind of vague. I don't really know. God hasn't said, hey, this is exactly what you're going to do. I believe it's still going to be in worship. Again, I was never called to work at a church. I knew that God gave me a gift in music, and so maybe that's teaching lessons. Maybe that's just, again, building our team that we already have and helping. Maybe that's just being a volunteer one day. So, it's kind of a Sunday school answer, but that's about all I got.
No, that's fine. I mean, I feel you on that. Me and you've had those conversations. I don't know how many people know we're not ordained or anything, me nor you, but we both feel like this is where we're supposed to be.
For sure.
And we just happen to be pastors while being here at our home church. So
Yep.
I'm excited about it because I believe through you, through Pastor Dwayne, through Pastor Mark, through myself, through the staff, Miss Joanna specifically because she keeps everything together, that where we're headed is exciting, and I believe for the next season of us as a group is seeing growth, but also depth in that growth.
For sure.
And so I'm glad to be a part of this team. I'm glad that people get to know him a little bit better. That's the 3 questions we have to ask. And like normal, I'm going to wrap it up by asking you if you have anything extra you'd like to say, anything on your heart that you would like to share with everybody.
Just as we're sitting here, it just dawned on me that we're all supposed to grow. We're all supposed to be better. We're not. God doesn't want us to be lukewarm. He doesn't want us just to show up on a Sunday morning. And so I'm thinking about these 3 questions. And obviously you're interviewing people, but people that are watching that may not get the opportunity, maybe just ask yourself these 3 questions. And obviously you already know maybe where God, where you met God. Maybe you don't really realize what season you're in or where your future is. And so these questions are really good just to think about, okay, am I really living a life that's going to lead me into a future that's going to glorify God? Am I in a season right now where I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? So let these questions not just be for you guys to learn about us, but also for you to learn about yourself and to push yourself. So,
amen, man. And if you will, can you close us out in prayer real quick?
For sure. God, as always, you're so good. And we do thank you for everything that you're doing in our church, in our personal lives. Lord, I thank you for Pastor Eddie and this segment where we get to learn about ourselves, but also for people to learn about us as well. And God, I do pray that people take these questions and utilize them for themselves to make themselves better, to make themselves just better growers and followers of Christ. And Lord, for their future, it's so much brighter when they have a vision, when they have something that they're aiming for. And so, God, I just pray that you would use these little short videos as a tool in that way. God, continue to bless our church. We see you doing so many great and amazing things. But Lord, it's not about a number. It's not about a hype. But Lord, it's about people becoming growing followers of Christ and people finding a place that they can call home, a life-giving church. And so, Lord, let us be that church to this community. God, we love you, and we can't give you enough praise. We give you all of it today. Amen.
Amen. I want to thank you, Pastor Ricky. I'm going to go off the shoulders of what Pastor Ricky said just now. If you've watched all the way this far, make sure you're liking and sharing, but also comment down below. Maybe, how old were you when you got saved? We'd like to know when you came to know the Lord. How old were you? And comment down below so we can see that, guys. But like always, if no one else has told you, we love you, we believe in you, and we believe God has a great plan for your life. God bless.